Hey guys, OzHammer31. We're coming to you from my place, and Brinley's, and David's. So you got me, Scott, the guy in the hat. We've got David, the guy on the other side. We've got Brinley, the Hobo King, aka the real Bryn Shady, and then we've got
hey guys,
Nikki Heise is with us today for talking about cosplay and specifically her cosplay for Sisters of Battle. So hi, Nikki.
Woo!
Hello.
Hey, Nikki.
So before we get to Nikki, we'll go through a little bit of hobby, lads. So, Brinley, what have you been hobbying on?
Well, I've been doing too much else this week, so it's been a really productive week in hobby. I've done 5 intercessors for my Imperial Fist commission, and then I've done another 3 interceptors for the same commission. Then I started work on a couple of aggressors, which has been pretty exciting. Did a bit of work on my Infinity Panoceanic starter box, which has been pretty fun. I've been playing around with bits and pieces. I don't know. That's been pretty much it. A little bit of painting here, a bit of hobby there. It's been pretty chilled. Playing around with my new sound equipment. I hope everyone can hear my voice a little bit easier now.
A lot better than you used to, absolutely.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a courtesy of Audio Technica, one of their high-range condenser mics. So hope it sounds good because it costs a lot of fucking money.
Dude, I'm still on a $25 eBay special. I'm good.
Mate, $25 eBay special. I feel like I should have gone with it. No, man, that's been it for hobby. I've just been hanging around on Twitch. I won a $25 gift voucher courtesy of the people at Channel Greyhawk, which was very nice of them. It was the first time watching their show. They're a D&D channel, which is pretty exciting. And had a bit of a yarn with our mate Hobbyist Girl over Twitch again. So I've just been twitching it up. Cool. What about you guys? What have you guys been up to?
I've been doing the data library still. It's pretty much done. Built the bookcase.
Smashing it out. There's lots of really cool photos of that. That's on the Facebook if anyone wants to see it.
I've put a few photos up. So I basically just did a corn red, and then Gehenna's gold, and then just did a double wash of Nuln all over it, and it's come out pretty well. I'm still scared of basing in general. I think I'll end up painting everything before I base everything, but I really need to knuckle down and just base this because it's sort of the smallest one, and I can figure out the good and bad when I'm doing it. So
it's all right, buddy. I'll come over and hold your hand, and we can base it together.
That's so lovely. But yeah,
you got any plans for those lampposts?
Apart from sticking my own fucking finger 5 minutes ago, God, that hurt. Yeah, so I will end up painting them, and I've got a few more that I'm going to throw around the city terrain in general. So, yeah, I will end up doing something with them that's non-killing me, really.
Love it.
Dave,
what are you saving money on paint, really?
What was that?
You're just saving a bit of money on paint. The technical color range is a bit pricey.
Well, I have got blood for the blood god, but I just have Scott for the plastic god. So, yeah. Anyway, that's me done. Dave, what are you doing?
I'm currently trying to not glue my 3 out of 4 fingers together. Putting a play drone together.
Yep. What do you mean 3 out of 4? You got 5. What's going on here?
That's not a finger. Shit.
I think we're going to get into that technicality. A thumb is not a finger thing.
Not a finger. This sort of conversation starts wars.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
That's exactly right. No, hobby-wise for me this week is, well, the past week's been, I've rebased like 50 Slaves to Darkness.
Have you finished all yet or not?
No, the first 50.
Just the first? Yeah, okay.
My God.
Just the first 50. I'll do the next 50 later on, but I've actually been packing everything up because the room behind me is all getting a revamp in the next sort of week. So by Sunday, I'll get a bookcase off to one side to store everything because apparently I have to come up with a storage solution that is kid-friendly.
Oh,
yeah.
Up off the ground, like real high off the ground, trust me. It's high.
Well, it's going to be great.
You are on the first step to mobile hobby goodness. You're going to have like one of those old Nana sewing cabinets. It just folds out, and then the drawers fold out and stuff, and that's you. You stick it in the corner. You're done.
I've seen those. No, I've got floor to ceiling bookshelves going in, and new hobby desk and station I got planned out. So been a lot of that in the last couple of days. But the Slaves to Darkness actually got a run out at Good Games at Kalanga.
Oh, excellent. How'd it go? How'd your tournament go?
Yeah, how'd your tourney go, man?
Oh, I don't want to discuss my results because I think I'm in the running for shit list. But yeah, when you take a sorcerer lord of a manticore and a whole bunch of little warriors and a little chaos war shrine, I mean, you're not expecting to do too well, but it was actually a lot of fun, like an intro to AOS style tournament.
Yep.
And 14 people rocked up.
Shit, that's decent.
Yeah. So Felix and Ben out there, they had 7 tables running, and most were 4x4s. But the guys there were fantastic. Met a whole bunch of new guys who play regularly as well. So it looks like we had a really good Age of Sigmar community kicking off in the north side, and all these players come out of the woodwork and all get together and band together.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because there was like, I think 3 new people come in on games. One guy, Darcy, who I played my last game with, he plays a lot of fantasy and was getting into things and sort of feeling out AOS. And he's got a really cool looking dwarf army.
All right.
Little gyrocopters and little dwarf and everything else. That was really fun to see.
Yeah.
Them all coming out, which was awesome. But yeah, fantastic day of just 3 games at Good Games at Kalanga, and they look like they're starting a few things up monthly.
Yep.
Which is going to be really awesome. So I'm keen to get on that. And then I started to see they were doing a bit of 40K stuff, and there's more people lining themselves up for games there, which really, for me, it's down the road.
Man, that's amazing. That's such good news for such a close store.
Yeah,
and for a first tournament as well, like 40 people. That's great.
Yeah.
That was good. Everyone banded together, got terrain on board, got mats. Everyone just came out and had a good day of fun rolling dice, and there were no issues that I know of, and it's all pretty cruisy.
Better terrain than the London GT.
Oh man.
Let's get on with that, because I've seen like toothpicks, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough or sat down long enough to look at it. Going, was that real, or was that just someone just?
So what happened is that there were 100 tables. That was for the 40K tournament. So there were 30 that were really, really, really well done, and they were the top 30 tables. And those were the ones where GW and all the sponsors and all the Twitch live stream was occurring around. And those 10 that we saw, they were apparently a pretty standard mode for more or less what was the rest of the army, because they were playing with the ITC format. Each table had to have certain pieces of terrain that blocked certain positions. So that's why everything looked the same on those tables, and why it was so really abysmal. But like still, like there have been people who would have been playing on those bottom 10 like for the entire tournament, and if I paid 50 quid to go to that, I'd be pretty unhappy to do that. Hey?
So like 70 or 80 bucks.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, 50. It was a £40 or £50, but still, that's like relative, like $80.
Yeah.
Like, and over 100 tables. So that's, if they got 100 tables, that's 200 people minimum.
Oh, easily.
So you know, I don't understand why there wasn't a decent amount of terrain.
I don't know. I think it's really disappointing turnout. I wouldn't be happy with that. I'm sure we'll hear the release later on, and it'll be interesting to see what people say. But man, it was just sad to see. I mean, it was laughable, but it was still sad.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of both. Like it's in what, a day, not even a full day yet. It's gained so much traction that it's you know, they say any publicity is good publicity, but really not for this, I don't think.
Yeah, that's it.
You look on the back of like BrisCon, where you had, you know, hey, can everyone bring a couple of pieces of terrain or bring bits and pieces out to kind of help out the event and sort of pad out what was there. you would have thought they could have done something like that. And I don't know whether, you know, I'm sure local clubs would happily pitch in, and they probably did, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Anyway,
you think...
let's see what their press release says.
Yeah, we'll just
post GT and see what they come up with. So
have to sit around and wait.
Let's no more negativity. Let's all get positive and excited.
Let's all talk about what we're here to talk about. Let's grill a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah, the person in the corner over there who's just sitting there,
just chilling out. She's still there. She's just dying from nerves.
She hasn't done the run on this yet, so that's good. But
it's a safe space.
Yeah. So hey Nikki, how you doing?
I'm swell. How are you?
Pretty good. So for everybody, I met Nikki when I went down to Gold Coast Supernova. I wasn't actually the first one to see Nikki. It was actually my partner and my 3 kids. They basically ran over to Nikki, and then I saw her and did the whole fanboy and freaked her out a little bit. But after I calmed down and she knew that I wasn't a stalker.
Wasn't there to abduct her.
I had a chat to her and got some pictures, and here she is. So, hey. That's the short story, really. So I guess I'll just start with some of the questions that I've got, and sort of some that most people would ask in general, like, how did you get into cosplay in the first place, and then how specifically into 40K cosplay?
Well, with cosplay in general, I used to work with a girl who used to go to conventions, and I knew nothing about them whatsoever. And she was talking to me about how she, like, her costumes and her process and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what is this thing? And then I went to one and I was like, this is amazing. I need to dress up. So I put together a really rough, a really bad Lady Deadpool to start with. I'm like, let's go. Drag my brother along. And it was just the best. It was so good. I enjoyed it so much. So just kept building on that costume for like 2-3 years until I got it really good, and then I got bored of it. And then I was talking to my boyfriend, Alex, about wanting to do a new costume, but I wanted to do like a strong character that like kind of demands presence.
Yep.
And yeah, and he's like, oh, him being a 40K fanatic, like, oh, you should do a Sister of Battle or a Space Marine.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are these things? And he explained it to me.
What are these things?
Yeah, like, what is that? He explained to me what they were, showed me pictures of Sisters of Battle, and I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to do that. So then I found reference images for a design that I liked and just went with that pretty much. It was great.
That's really cool. So what's the main material that your cosplay is actually made out of? Like the costume itself, is it a foam? Is it a composite? Is it a plaster?
Yeah, well, almost 100% of it is just EVA foam.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Those like floor mats that click together.
Douglas has done the same thing. So very, very similar. Some of his shoulder pads and stuff. Yeah, it's really light, and you can just mold it really well, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
how do you paint it?
Different people seal their foam differently. Some people use like PVA glue to seal it. Some other people use like Mod Podge and those type of things. Whereas I just use like an Australian version of Plastidip, which is something like cosplay channels always talk about. It's just like a rubberized spray, and it just like after you heat seal the foam with like a blowtorch. I had a blowtorch.
Oh my God.
Heat gun. So you just seal all the air bubbles on top, spray the rubberized spray, and then just paint on top of it. And that's it.
So you've done the majority of it yourself?
Yeah, 100% of it myself.
Wow. That's insane.
That's really impressive.
And like you were saying before, like you wanted something that commands presence, because I can tell you as soon as I turned around, I knew exactly what you were. It was spot on. Like I just and straight away I'm like, oh my God, Sister Battle, and you know, and like if that is you and you've done that 100%, that is spot on. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
it's absolutely amazing, especially the detail that you put into your weapons and even the small intricacies on the costume. Very, like, really good attention to detail. As a massive fan of Sisters of Battle, it's very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of trying to do things accurately, and like doing something so big, people are going to come up to you and look at those details. So I'm like, why not try and do them as close as I can to the best of my ability, so that they can, like, so I don't get those comments like, oh, well, this is wrong, that's wrong. And like, oh, that's amazing, like, that's great.
And I suppose doing, like you said, you've had a couple of years with your previous Deadpool costume, sort of ironed out the bits and pieces and the do's and don'ts into making, which you've like transferred into this new one.
Yeah, well, with that, pretty much most of the work I did with that was just sewing, with like a little bit of woodwork, because I made my swords for that. But yeah, I slowly improved upon that, and then I got it to a point where I couldn't improve it anymore. So I was like, oh, well, so went something completely different and went to like a full body of armor. No idea how to do any of that stuff, and just kind of learning as I went.
No, that's cool. That is a really cool way to go about doing stuff. If you're gonna, that's probably the easiest way to learn a skill. You just find something that you're passionate about doing, and then you just smash it out.
So, how many hours did that take?
Oh, geez. I have no idea about hours. It took me about like roughly a year and a half to do, off and on with work.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like stopping, like doing it for like 2 solid months and then having a little bit of a break because I've been too busy or I couldn't keep motivated, and then getting back into it. So I don't know, maybe.
So just going back to your construction, we've got Douglas in the chat, and he's asking what spray you were talking about before for your.
Oh, yep. The rubberized spray.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actual name for it at the moment, but I bought it from like Brisbanes, so like a motor store type of thing, like or Mitre 10 or something.
Just like an automotive spray.
Yeah. Okay. Like on the can, it says you're supposed to spray like rims with it.
I was just about to say, I know you spray it on your rims and then you peel it off later. Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
That's how you ghetto up your rims if you want it.
Yeah. No, I'm stealing my Falcon. Yeah.
Tell you what, the staff look at you weird when you buy 4 cans at a time.
How many rims do you actually have?
Do you know what this is for, young lady? Are you just huffing this?
So, like, what's your favorite part of your suit?
Probably the weapons, to be honest.
Nice.
They're the funnest to play with. Like, because I didn't even make them first. I made them about halfway through. Like, I'll just grab one.
Yeah.
Because I just had so much fun making it. So, like...
The sword is so cool.
Oh, man, look at the size of that. That's wicked.
And the purity seal on the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like...
So, how did you do your purity seal? Because Douglas has got a way of doing his. How did you do yours?
Can we just screen lock it on Nikki while she's showing us all these weapons?
We should be able to. Let's try that. Sound to everybody. So that should have Nikki. All right.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that.
See closer. But
that's wicked.
All the materials and stuff I used were super, super cheap and easily accessible. So to do the purity seals were probably the one thing I had the most difficulty with, to try and figure out how to do that at home without having to travel hours to try and find something.
Yeah. So how did you do yours?
Yeah, what I ended up doing, I cut circles of like 1 centimeter foam and like making my own stamps out of foam. So I would carve the fleur-de-lis into the foam, make a big pile of hot glue, and then just stamp it in, wait for it to cool down, and then peel it off. And it would get stuck there, but I'd have to pick it out. But
wow.
It worked all right.
It's pretty good.
Looking great.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
That's good.
Mm.
That's good to go.
Because, yeah, I had no other way, like no other idea of how to do it without trying to find someone with a 3D printer or buying them from someone online or that kind of thing.
So show us your bolt pistol as well.
Yeah, I was just grabbing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keen on these bolt pistols. They look pretty awesome from what I saw in the pic.
Oh man, that's massive.
Yeah. So that's it in my hand.
So did you make it yourself? Like you made it yourself? Did you make it to a scale, or did you have a?
I just kind of went off my reference images, like how big the gun was on her would be how I would do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably a little bit too big for a bolt pistol, but
yeah.
Gets the attention, gets the point across.
Gets the point across.
Yeah. But like I probably should have gone over some of the edges a bit smoother because you can see my layering of foam there. There's like 6 layers.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing made out of foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Like a big solid brick.
Sort of glued 6 or 7 together and then just sort of cut it out and molded it after the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an amazing idea. That is so brilliant.
Like the base there, that's 6 layers of foam.
Wow.
Yeah, so you don't have that real heavy weight behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not as much, yeah.
You can belt
And then,
people.
Yeah, just added layers with like...
When these creepy men come up to you and start asking you to take pictures and come on their web channel.
Web channel.
No, it's fine.
Inverted commas, cast.
So what are the downsides of your suit? Like, is it, wearing it for long? Is it trying to get into it? Like, what's one of the things you don't like about what you wear?
Yeah. Getting into it is pretty difficult. Like I have to have a handler with me, so it's always my boyfriend. He's got to help me get dressed. And then, of course, because it's all like foam, didn't really think ventilation through, so I get really sweaty. He's always on like water watch with me, so we've got to stop like every 10 minutes, have a bit of water.
Yeah.
Cool off a bit. But apart from that, it's not that bad. Like my shoes, I made them from really comfy wedges I already had.
Oh, see, that's not bad.
Yeah. So I knew they were comfy already, and I could walk in them for ages. So I was like, oh, just add some stuff to it. And like, you can see the base of the original shoe, like there. And the rest is all foam layers.
Yep.
Yeah, and that it literally just slides on and off.
That's cool. That's probably one thing that you have gotten finished well that most of the other guys who do Space Marines can't, because they, like I've seen the other guys and their shoes are like mounted in like on top of wood and they're just so bulky and hard to use. Where you, like I said, you just got a pair of wedges and just chuck them on and go for a stroll.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong.
Let's get on with get the wedges, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, your feet get sore walking in them for ages, but that's like heels in general. But yeah, I didn't have to worry about stilts or anything, so that was good.
Yeah. So one thing that I've noticed is the wig. Like, you've got a decent ponytail, which means you've got a decent head of hair, like lengthwise.
Yeah.
Do you like wrap it up to get it under that wig? Like, is that?
I had to watch a few different YouTube tutorials on how to do it because I had no clue. So what I pretty much do is I do like 2 side plaits like this, but 2 of them.
Yep. And
then I just fold them on each other at the back. So it kind of looks like some weird old-timey hairstyle.
Yep.
And they're like
Amish.
under there, yeah.
Yep.
and I pin it all down, then just put a wig cap on. And because you can't really see the back of my head, you can't see the lump anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not that big of an issue. But I've seen people try with long hair to just shove it into a wig cap, and that is way too hard.
It's like shoving it and matting it in, and it.
Yeah, like they try and pull it together and just shove it in and put it on. It goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
No, that's crazy. So what's your normal day as a cosplayer? Like, is it
like at a con?
Like from the morning to when you go home? Like, is there a lot of planning that goes into it? Like, what is a normal day for you?
Okay, so we'll just use Brisbane OzCon as an example because that's the most recent one.
Yeah.
We'd originally planned to get there around 11. So in my mind, I was like, okay, we'll have to leave here about 10:30 because so I'll wake up at 8. Boyfriend still be sleeping. I'll get up at 8.
Yeah, kick him out of bed.
I'll go into the other room and like do my makeup and mascara and the little fleur-de-lis, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Then put my wig on, put my underclothes on, which is just like an old pair of gym pants and just an old black shirt pretty much.
Yeah, just a pair of skins just under, cool.
Yeah, breathable clothes.
Yep.
And and then after I've done that, he's usually awake, and then we'll pack everything into the car and then head to the convention. And as soon as we get there, he helps me put it on, which takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes, depending how awake we are.
Yep. How many coffees you've had.
Yeah. How many V's we've had.
Yeah.
And then pretty much we've learned to try not to have me in it for very long. So the longest we did was September last year. I think I was in it for like 5 hours straight, and that was too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an awful long time to be encased in foam, essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was my first time wearing it, so I was super excited, and I'm just walking around like, yeah, I'm not in pain, it's fine.
Yep.
So now we limit it to like maybe 3-4 hours max. Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's too much. Like at the end of Gold Coast Nova. Yep. That's what I was meant to say before, not Brisbane Nova. But I think I was only in it for 3 hours then, and my feet were so sore.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't worn it in so long.
Yeah, so you just did 3 hours in one hit, and then that was it.
Yeah, yeah. It was different on the Sunday at Oz Comic Con last year because I went into the Championship of Cosplay competition, so we had to be there early for prejudging. So you had to have everything on at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Hang around and wait to be prejudged, and then I was in that for maybe 1-2 hours of the morning. Went downstairs to the car park, got undressed, was just in the underclothes.
Yep.
Like another 3 hours until the comp in the afternoon, and then put it back on.
Okay, so breaking it up into a couple hours at a time is probably the better way to go.
Yeah, definitely. If you don't have any kind of ventilation or anything in there to keep you cool, apart from like trying to find aircon somewhere, definitely have breaks. Even if it means still being in costume, but just like taking some off to sit down. I had to do that then too to have lunch. I had to take the shoulders off. I had to take like my belt off. I pretty much just had the corset, the thighs, and the legs still on just to eat.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, as a general community, what are the do's and don'ts that you've come across? What would you like to see more of, and what is something or things that you want to see less of when you're out for a day at a convention?
Most of the time I find almost everyone at a convention are quite respectful. Like if you're large, if you've got something large that needs room, most of the time people will notice and they'll like wait for you to pass, or they'll like back up a bit and give you some space to walk through.
Yep.
But there are others who don't realize and they run into you, or like if they're looking at their phone or they have a little kid with them and they're just looking down at them, which you kind of expect being in a crowd.
Yep.
One thing that a lot of people don't realize is like you don't go up to costumers and just start touching what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Because we had that at prejudging. And I was standing there with Beck Van Kooten and I was talking to someone else. And this lady was with her kid in front on the other side of me. I didn't see her, but she just started like touching my arm and stuff. I turn around and Beck like politely asked her to stop and was like, "Oh, you need to ask if you can touch stuff."
Yeah, like get out of the.
I had no idea.
Place. Yeah.
Because like what happened with me, I didn't realize she was there. Like for all I know, she could have been like picking at stuff, or because being foam, it's squishy.
Yeah, she could have been picking shit off, or she wouldn't know what she was touching or what she could or couldn't touch really. So that could have been to the detriment of you, really.
Yeah, because sometimes with foam, if you apply the pressure, it can wreck the paint on it as well.
Yep. Yeah, the crack. Yeah, that crack sort of.
Yeah.
I get that a lot on that, just from like accidentally rubbing on things. It just rubs off.
I was going to say, what's the repair work like after an event like that? Because I know myself helping friends do a few events. So it's a fair bit of work, like 10, 12 hours after an event just to get things cleaned up. How do you go with that?
Yeah. Most of the time I don't have to rebuild anything. It's almost always just the paint. Like after Gold Coast Nova, I haven't rechecked any of these, but the bottom, if you can see it, this corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there.
Yeah, it's just that.
The paint just kind of peels off.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably because I seal it with that rubber spray.
Yep.
But it's easy to like just patchwork paint pretty much.
Oh, okay. So you've touched up a few times, so you've got same colour, so it's not going to look all hodgepodge and crappy. You've got the stuff, then you know what colours are what, really.
When I was doing my painting, I painted in big jars. So I mix it in big jars, so I knew I would have the same colours if I need to like touch up.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about remixing the same colour.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, how much of it's hand painted versus sprayed?
The only spraying I did was base coats, but then I hand paint over everything. So after the rubber spray, I just get like regular spray paint, and we'll do like 2 layers of either a silver or a black, depending what part it is, and then I hand paint on top of it.
Okay. It gives it a nice sheen to it.
Yeah. Because I find if I don't, like with the shiny metallic parts, if I don't undercoat that with the silver, it doesn't come through as like the bright metal that I want. Whereas if I do it in the black, in certain spots it gives off the dark metallic sheen, kind of like that.
Yeah, nice. So back to talking about the do's and don'ts of cosplay. You mentioned before that when certain people are in costume, that is it something that you've experienced, or is it something other people experience, where people will come up to you and they'll start critiquing you on the technical aspects of your costume?
I've seen it happen to other people as well, but I think it happened to me mostly in my Lady Deadpool compared to this one.
Okay.
Because most of the time people are just so happy to just see a Sister of Battle in general, but they're just excited to see that rather than critique it. But I've had someone say like, "Oh, your pauldrons, they sit too high, they should be lower," which fair enough. But I like them how they are.
Well, if you don't like it, champ, go make your own.
Yeah, go make your own goddamn.
And like one of my own self-criticisms, which I realized after I finished making it, were the boobs. Like they're so strange looking. Just what is that?
Just boob helmets right there.
It's just put two bicycle helmets just right there.
That's what it looks like.
Rub it over and then painted like
I was so focused when I was making them, I didn't realize till I finished, and then I was like, "Oh wow, that looks weird. Oh well, keep going with it."
Yeah, just run with it.
Yeah. But yeah, like I've seen people go up to not necessarily armored people, but like if, for example, like an anime costume and be like, oh, that character has this color hair, that's not what you have, or like they don't have that weapon, they have this weapon. And you just see like the cosplayer's face drop because they're like, oh, like.
Yeah.
Is that the person? Okay, so is this people being genuine dicks, or is it because the person who's critiquing is like a little bit on the spectrum or something, or is there a bit of a they just think they're trying to help out, or?
See, I'm not sure. I haven't really done that, but my thoughts is maybe they're trying to say it not in a rude way, but it comes across rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to the cosplayer, they're like, oh, well, that means it's shit. Like, oh, I've done a crap job.
Yeah, like they put so
might
many
not
hours
mean it that way, but it just don't give criticism unless they ask for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's like the last thing I'd be going up and saying to someone.
Yeah. For people in general, just don't give criticism unless, like you would say to us, "Oh, what do you think?"
Yeah, yeah.
Man, if I saw someone dressed as my favorite anime, I'd just be so excited just to get photos with them. I wouldn't even like. Why would you bother? They've gone to so much effort.
Some people are just dicks about things like that, though.
This is true.
Like they just go to conventions just to laugh at everyone.
Every genre has neckbeards.
Yeah.
This is true. Every fandom is a cesspit of the ninth circle of hell, really.
I don't get it. I'm looking at it going, someone asked me what I think about it. It's awesome because I myself could not sit still long enough to even get like 3% of that done.
Yeah.
I'd get the spray paint out, shake the can, get it all ready to go, and then go watch a movie.
And shiny.
Yeah, this is the only way Dave gets any hobby done is by sitting down to Ozhammer for an hour and a half every.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I found making it very therapeutic almost. Like I'd go through and like sketch out how I want to make this certain bit, and then when it comes to actually making it, like especially sanding, because all my sanding, like the only tool I have is a Dremel. So literally all my sanding's done with that. So I'd sit there for hours just sanding, and it just was almost in a way like meditation. So it was like super therapeutic. Just sit there, do that for like
that's so cool.
Lots of time, and then after it, I'm like, oh, I'm covered in dust. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sanding with the Dremel. Oh my god! You can just hear it's like 5 hours later, just
I couldn't be talking to something like that.
It takes so long.
Better recharge it for another 15 hours.
Oh. Even if you've got like, because I didn't have the money at the time to buy like the foam that doesn't have the patterned edge.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go through, and if I was layering, like with this, I'd have to go through, sand each layer to glue them together, and then sand the shape. So.
Wow.
So much sanding.
Oh my god. Did you wear like a respirator for the whole thing?
Not really.
Yeah, don't lie.
Yeah, nah. No. Towards the end though, I did buy like those just regular mask things, the paper ones that look like medical.
Yep.
And then I'd have like a towel on my lap, so I'd sand into the towel pretty much. Get up, wrap it up, walk outside, shake it off.
We are just experiencing some technical difficulties on Nikki's end for some reason. Every time she speaks, the screen just goes black.
It's rather unfortunate.
I'm not really sure what's going on there. Can you lock on to her again and then unlock?
Yeah. So
we'll just try some basic troubleshooting while we're here. This is what we do at Ozhammer. We are the pinnacle of professionalism.
We are our own tech support.
Yeah, we are our own tech support. Well, I mean, we've got a dude who works in Telstra. We've got an ex-IT dude, and then there's me. But they're all over it.
You're just an awesome mechanic.
Yeah, I just mechanic things when I get a chance. Nikki, give us a speak for a bit and see if we've.
Yeah.
Oh no, I still got a black screen. I didn't even know what's going on.
It's still working on my end.
Oh, hold on. Let's have a look on the YouTubes. see if we're doing it.
That's it. We're almost at
No.
the turn it off and back on again stage. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah, no, it's just coming up. It's just coming up as a dead screen for you, Nikki. I don't know what's going on there.
Aw.
That sucks.
It's very sad.
Hey.
Mm.
I don't really know what's going on here. I'm not technical enough
I
for this
wasn't
sort of
clicking
thing.
anything. It's not my fault.
Okay, you're back. You're back. Stop.
Yeah.
Everyone hold their breath. You're back. We got it. We got this.
Quick,
Say
Nikki,
something.
speak.
Nikki, say something.
Oh, sorry.
There we
Oh,
go. We're good now.
is she good now?
Yes, she's good now.
Yay.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just coming up as black on mine. I'll just go with that.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, we're back now. So,
We're good now for everyone who's obviously deeply concerned about our technical ability. Luckily, most people just listen to this, so it's not a huge
yeah.
huge loss. Doug says playing solar flares.
Podcast, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Turn it on and off again.
So Nikki, who are your shout outs? Like, who's helped you, and who do you want to give thanks to for helping you out so far with what you've done?
Well, number one would be my boyfriend Alex, because he's the one who introduced me to it and convinced me to do it, and then like supported me all the way along. And then now he's become my handler, so I drag him along.
Handler.
But super helpful, super great.
You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar.
Mm.
Second one would probably be my best friend Morgan. She's watching. Hello.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, she loves that I cosplay, and she hypes me up if I'm feeling down about it, and she's also always there to support me about it. And then the third one would probably be Beck Van Kooten, who's Aurelius Armory. Because whenever I had questions, because she's already got a Sister of Battle, I could ask her, and she was super chill with answering my weird questions and all that type of stuff. And then meeting her in person and realizing she's actually a great person as well. Like, not just over online and stuff.
She's got an amazing orc cosplay that she's rocking at the moment, and anyone who wants to go see it, go onto her Instagram. It is absolutely phenomenal.
She's big into LARPing.
Loves it.
It's great get up. I saw it at Gold Coast Nova. It's amazing.
Oh, it's really well done. Really well done. Really well done.
Cool. So, lads, any more questions?
Well, we've got one from Flink. I can't even say it. He's got a weird question. Do you guys have a good shaving method for me? Well, I mean, I'd honestly suggest hot water, shaving foam, and a good razor. But I hear samurai swords and cutlasses work really well. And if you're really into it, you could use a file.
So, yeah, if we're talking about foam, then, you know, Dremels and Sanders and...
Dremel will be my best.
Yeah.
Having any foam, but I'm not a professional like Nikki.
Yeah. And, there we go. Lee's jumped in and said, I'm guessing that's foam shaving.
Dremel. I'd probably go with a Dremel. Just spin it.
Well, Nikki, what do you think?
Well, yeah. Like, if you can't cut it down with just a box cutter, like to try and save yourself some sanding, then yeah, you just, if you don't have a belt sander or anything bigger that would make things quicker, Dremel's always the go-to. And you can always buy like more of those little sanding rolls from like Mitre 10 or something, or online, like eBay and stuff.
I just had a thought. You could just like get your car, jack up one of the wheels that have got power to it, stick like a wrap of sanding paper on it, get your mate in it, and you can just rev the engine, and you just hold it up against it and spin it.
That's a redneck sander.
That's a redneck sander right there. That's the Hobo King's redneck tip for the night. Use your car.
That's looking like a true mechanic.
That's good to go. Don't listen to me. I am dangerous.
You're the sort of guy who puts like Macca's trays under the back wheels of his Camry and then just does circle work.
Yeah.
Hey man, my Camry was like the greatest circle car ever. And those Macca's trays can hold out for ages.
They got good life in them.
They got some good life in them. You just hand them back after you're done. They're just like, why are there skid marks on the trays? And you're like, oh,
Miss Scusi.
I don't know. I speak no English.
Oh. Well, I guess that's about it for questions for Nikki, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's.
Okay.
So, what else have we got going for the rest of the show, guys?
At 9 o'clock, we've got a couple of public service announcements that
Cool.
we're gonna go through. So, okay, so as some of you know, we've had a pretty big prize giveaway supporting the Warhammer 40,000 page, reaching their 30,000 members, which has been an absolutely amazing feat for them. And huge congratulations to the mod team there, and especially the page owner, Alexander Good. They do amazing work, and they do some really cool stuff. They're running a couple of really cool prizes, and as Ozhammer, we threw in our support with a signed copy of Sabbat Martyr from Dan Abnett himself.
From his personal library, mind you.
But yeah, from his personal library. So there's no, it's got the stamp, it's got everything there. I've got it actually. Got it right here for anyone who's interested. As you can see, you've got the signature and Dan Abnett's personal library stamp, which is very, very exciting. And so we ran the algorithms through the computer, and the lucky winner is Lachlan Hughes from Greenbank. So congratulations, mate. You've just won yourself a signed copy of Sabbat Martyr. Absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be a great privilege to get out to you. We'll do a post up. Get in contact with us as soon as you can, and we'll get your book out to you in, I guess, the earliest dispatch. We're pretty bad with post here, but it will get to you. Don't worry.
You'll have it maybe by Christmas if you're lucky.
Maybe by Christmas. Special mention to Nick and Scott Suarez for the amazing pictures of Sisters of Battle. We put up a post. We're gonna throw them on tonight to have a bit of a gawk at, but we've had a bit of a technical malfunction in that department. But there is a gallery on our Facebook page, so feel free to go have a look at that, like it, check it out. In fact, while you're there, might as well give the Facebook page a like and jump over onto the YouTube channel and give us a subscribe. We're nearly at 700 members, which is pretty exciting. So we're having an absolute blast. So just a couple of local things that are happening around the place. Irresistible Force recently had their tournament. Congratulations, all those tournament players. I think it was it was Brothers in Arms.
Brothers in Arms, yeah.
No, they had an absolute blast down there. There was a 40k 1,000 per sides tournament, so everyone had a great day. It looked like an amazing tournament. It should be really good. Upcoming, they've got their hobby night on Wednesday night. So that's this week, which is a great chance. If you live down near Tanamira in the Logan area, definitely go have a check out. They've got amazing support, amazing people. They've got the full Infinity range down there as well for people who are looking at chasing a different game.
Yeah, they put something up today, didn't they, saying they'd restocked the whole place?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got full stock. They've got everything from Infinity, War Machine. They've got 40k, Age of Sigmar. Like seriously, if you can think of the game, they're probably going to stock it somewhere, or they can order it in for you for an absolutely amazing price. Great guys. They've also got a Shadespire tournament that is coming up this weekend, and then they've got the X-Wing Championships, which is a charity event on the 2nd of June. The Warrior Lodge recently did Beer Infinity, which was titled the Downed something witty. Damn it, go find it on their page. It was such a good day. There are so many good photos from it. Everyone had an absolute blast. Beer was flowing. Everyone was rolling well. Everyone just had a really, really great day. And it was great for everyone who is new to Infinity and hasn't quite learned it just yet. They've also got a club day this weekend, so if you didn't have enough Infinity the other weekend or enough 40k, you can definitely go and check out them this weekend. And then the Magic Vault has Necromunda Turf War on this weekend as well, for those of you who actually want to go and check it out. But that's it. That's been pretty much it from us. Nikki, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's been absolute pleasure. We can't wait to have you on again. It was so good talking to you.
Woo!
Cool. So I think that's about us done for the night, lads. Yeah.
That's it, man. All of our subscribers keep subscribing, liking our stuff. All of you guys on Facebook keep tolerating our random crap. It's fairly entertaining. And for everyone who watched tonight, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. from all of us at Ozhammer. We can't wait to see you in 2 weeks' time. And that's
Cool.
it.
Take us out, Brindley.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Hit that button, Scotty. We're
Catch
done.
you later.